Alright, what's going on, boys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So today we're on Razzlevania MX by Razzles126. Now this track come out November 18th, 2021, I think it was. So 2021 this track come out. This was my, or is my all-time favourite track. When I was coming through all the amateur ranks and everything. Absolutely love this track. I used to grind it all the time. It was one of them ones, you know, you ride it so much you just become like really good at it. Like in pub lobbies, like even just like through AMS days where I wasn't even like that good at the game. Just like winning pub lobbies and everything. It was just such an enjoyable track for me. And yeah, it's just one of them tracks where every time I, you know, kind of see it on mods or see it in my folders or whatever, it just sort of brings back good memories of the game back when I was coming up through the ranks doing amateur championships. It was actually the time of the YMX championship that I won. It was actually one of the rounds in that, and it was really enjoyable. So yeah, there's some obviously the bikes have changed since when we rode it back in 2021, so you can do some big old jumps and big old lines. But yeah, we're just gonna be riding around, you know, showing you guys the track. If you haven't ridden it, it's a very old track. I'm not gonna sit here and say, you know, you'll have pub lobbies up on it. There probably hasn't been a lobby up in it like in years. But if you guys do want to get it just to run it and test it, try it, then definitely give it a go. It's such an enjoyable track. Very popular track as well. It's very popular back in the day. It's one of the ones where there weren't really a lot of ruts and roughness back then in 2021. And yeah, this track definitely has some ruts. It's got dug up jump faces. It's got break and bumps, hills, big jumps, small jumps, scrub jumps, rollers. Like, it was one of them ones where it was so advanced for its time with the break and bumps and the ruts and everything. There just weren't any tracks like it back in the day. Obviously now you've got JV and Stone Rider and Helm Machine. You got all them lot doing really big tracks, really fancy tracks with like lots of bumps, break and bumps, texturing. But back in the day it was just so simple. Everything was so much simpler than what it is now. Like, this was one of the most enjoyable tracks I ever played, and if you look at it like nowadays, there's nothing here. There's like, I don't know, there's like over in the distance there you got trucks, little tents. And over the side here, I'm not going to do a lap or anything on it, but like, there's like me supercross kind of track vibe thing. Like, it was just so advanced for back in the day. I think that's why a lot of people loved it. It was just a really enjoyable track to do. Final round of the MXB GP series was yesterday, as I record this, the Glen Helen round. I was going to do it. I signed up, confirmed and everything. Got on at 7 o'clock, which is about half an hour for a track release for me. And yeah, I did like 2 laps on the USGP 2016 version. I do have the San Bernardino 2007, but I don't know, I'm not really the biggest fan of it, like as in hot lapping. So I went on the USGP 2016 version, which is a newer version. I was going ahead and really like closer to what it was last night. So I was just running laps on that. I did 2 laps, and I just thought, I can't really be bothered. Like, it wasn't even that I couldn't be bothered to like ride the track, or I wasn't riding well. It was one of them days where you don't want to play bikes. I don't know, it was just one of them nights where I got in the game and was like, I can't really be bothered to do 235, so I can't bother to play the game in a minute, I'm not gonna lie. And so yeah, I just thought, nah, I'll just hop in a VC with some mates, do some other things. But yeah, I watched a little bit of Linz's stream. I watched like towards the end of Moto2. I joined the AJP VC, and yeah, it wasn't didn't look like a very enjoyable track. I think Linz joined the VC afterwards, and he said that he did like the track. He said that he actually enjoyed the track, but I think a lot of people didn't really enjoy it. But from what I saw, it broke down really badly. Like, the E-road just got really deep and weird. I don't know, it looked really thin and deep, which doesn't work in this game. So obviously I didn't ride it, I haven't ridden the track, but from what I've seen, it didn't look like the most enjoyable round. But I feel like that always happens. Everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna do GP, I'm gonna do GP, and then they get on the track and they hit the track. So just not even worth the $2. The tracks might be enjoyable, but like for racing, I don't know. There never seem to be enjoyable race tracks. No, that's just like a personal preference. But that's why I don't do GPs. I just don't enjoy the tracks. Nothing against like JV or anything like that, but I don't know. I just don't enjoy how the tracks race. I don't think they race very well. But like I said, just personal preference. That's why I don't do it. Don't sit and complain about a series or anything. I just choose not to do it if I don't enjoy it. At the end of the day, it's a game. If you don't enjoy it, you don't have to do it. So, but yeah, I just sort of been getting ready for the outdoor series. My main focus really has just always been aerial supercross and aerial motocross. I don't do anything else. Everything else is like a side thing. If I want to do GPs, it's just because I'm bored, or if I do another like random sign up series, and it's just because I'm not doing anything else really. But like my main series I always want to do every single round of is the aerial series. So that's like my main focus. So yeah, still just getting ready for outdoors. Still just trying to prep for it. I'm feeling pretty good in the gas still. I haven't changed. I know Linz went back to the KTM. But I don't know, I really do prefer the gas over the KTM. I feel like the KTM is way too skittish everywhere. It likes to bounce around and like hit brake and some whoop sections, which I think is good at Supercross, because it's very, very good when it's not rough. But I feel like as soon as it gets like rough and braking bumps and everything like that, like the KTM just seems to bounce around a lot. And I think because the gas is a heavier bike, it doesn't really kick around. It's predictable. It likes to sit in the braking bumps, it likes to like absorb them. If that makes sense. It doesn't like to like skim over them, and likes to like proper bounce through them, but in a controlled way. I think that's what I like about the gas, and it isn't insanely underpowered either, which is good. It's a bit on the heavier side, but you don't actually notice that because it's not like a bad bike. So I think I think the speed and the weight kind of like cancel each other out. So either way it feels good, even though it's on the heavier side, the speed cancels out. I do enjoy it. I'm comfortable in it now. I've got like 4 or 5 setups only that I keep like changing between every time I like get on a different track. I have to change it. I feel like I might end up doing that in outdoors, is doing different setup for each track. Maybe when the track first comes out, I'll do like 10-15 minutes of just trying to find suspension setup that works, and then another like 10-15 minutes hot lapping it just before quali. Just one of the things, you know, with outdoors, it's so unpredictable. Every track is different. Supercross, you can kind of just run the same suspension on any track. You don't really need to have like 5 different suspensions, but I feel like in outdoors you have to have, just because the brake and bumps are built different, jumps are built different, every single track, you really have to have like a different setup for each track, which you never normally have to do. But I feel like this year I might do it. I do find myself going through clickers and all that whenever I just join like a new track for the first time. I don't know, I never seem to enjoy the same setup on outdoors. I always like to change it around a bit, so I just sort of fiddle with it, see whatever I'm comfortable with. But the real life racing was good. I got to watch the first moto of the 250 and the first moto of the 450. I was at Canada Heights, so the British National, so I didn't actually get to stay up too late and watch it all. So I watched the first 2 motos in the van, and then woke up in the morning and watched Moto 2 of 250 and 450, like the full motos on YouTube. So I got to watch it all, but not all in one night. But yeah, the race was actually quite good, I'm not gonna lie. It's actually kind of enjoyable, although it was like Hayden went 1-1, Jet went 1-1. The race was actually quite enjoyable. They weren't like easy wins. It was good to see Hayden come through the pack. I think Hayden is definitely going to be title threat this year, 100%. I think it could be between, I think it's going to be between Hayden and Kitchen, and I like both of them, so it's going to be hard to choose between them, like who does well, but I like both of them. So we'll see. I think them two are sort of on a different level to everyone else now. Vial, I thought Vial would do better than what he did, but I think he said that he just knew he didn't have the speed, so he sort of backed off a little bit and just tried to like hold his P3 pace, which is fair enough. If you know you haven't got the speed, I do the same thing sometimes when I'm in a race and I'm like nowhere near the people ahead of me. Like in Sweden, for example, when I got 4th, it was Tyler, Hakon and Linz ahead of me. I was like, yeah, no point me even like pushing to try and catch him. I'm just gonna stay where I am. So I understand why he did that, but it's sort of like, I don't know, I thought he'd be up there a bit more, but I don't feel like Parler kind of suits his riding style. I think he's much better at technical track. I think he'll do better at like Southwick and Millville and all them tracks. I feel like he's just better. I think he's more of a technical rider than a quick rider. Hayden's just a very flat out, and so is Kitchen. I think that's why them two do very well. They're very good at going very, very quick. But 450 as well. Jet went 1-1, keeping the undefeated streak going. I want Jet to win the championship. Do you like Jet? Saw a comment on Instagram, as per usual. It was like the usual one where it's like, he's lucky Tomac isn't there, but it's like, even people that are like, I'm a Tomac fan and Tomac's got nothing on Jet. Like, I don't understand. You can be like a Tomac fan, but they seem to think that he's like their lord and savior and he's gonna win everything if he comes back. Like, he came back, Jet still beat him. Like, kind of, you know, Jet is quicker than Tomac. He has more championships than Tomac. Like, you know, it is what it is. Kind of just gotta leave it as it is. Jet is quicker now. But I feel like he sort of passed the torch over. Tomac has sort of passed it to Jet now. So I feel like Jet is definitely going to be the most dominant rider ever. I think he's definitely going to be in the double digits in championships. I mean, he's 20 with 7 championships. So you think there's 3 championships a year that you can win: Supercross, Outdoors, SMX. So if he wins 3 a year for the next like 10 years, bro's going to be absolutely goated. So it would not surprise me if he does become the GOAT, or if he gets like 15 championships by the time he retires or something. But yeah, I think Jet is definitely, years to come, going to be the best the sport has ever had. Or maybe not ever had, but in the last decade or so, definitely. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like no one else is really on his level. I feel like Hunter was close to him, Chase is close to him, but I don't know. The only I see them beating Jet in like motos, but I don't see them beating him in overalls. I feel like Jet, as long as he gets like a good start every single race, he's winning. And if he gets a bad start, he'll be up to the podium. So I think Chase, I don't think Jet's gonna go undefeated again. I think Chase will definitely win a race or an overall. But yeah, I feel like as long as Jet keeps getting a good start, he's going to keep winning. And then if Chase can get a good start and Jet gets a bad start, then I think Chase will win. I feel like that's kind of like the standard that it's at the minute. So I feel like Chase good start, he'll win. Jet good start, he'll win. It's sort of just, you know, whoever gets the best start at the beginning of the race is going to win the race, really. Yeah, I just thought I didn't really know what else to do. I didn't really want to do another, like, I know this is kind of a track review still, but I didn't really want to do just like a normal one, like just go on mods, try and find a track that looks really good, and yeah, do a video on it. But I thought, I don't know, I'll switch up a bit. I've not ridden an old track in a while, so I thought, favourite track, might as well hop on it, Razzlevania. If you guys did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.